KSI seems to have found himself in, well, some weird situations as of late. I mean, KSI, for the most part of, like, the back end of 2025, hasn't really done an awful lot, like, to, you know, with regards to controversy and crazy shenanigans and all the rest of it. But then there was obviously the whole Misfits stuff, where KSI essentially got taken away as CEO and replaced with Andrew Tate. Now, the writing's on the wall, isn't it, really? That this is going to be like a whole arc and narrative for a fight between KSI and Andrew Tate. The writing's on the wall. Everyone can see it for what it is. Regardless of the fact, you know, obviously, it's happened. And basically, KSI is getting clowned on right now from Andrew Tate. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is KSI basically main character syndroming, it would seem, Logan Paul's wedding, where he basically speak directly within the video here entitled "I'm So Sorry," stating that if he was there, the whole focus would have been on him and Jake and not actually the wedding itself.
A lot of people think the beef with me and Jake isn't real, bro. Oh, it's real. I mean, publicly, privately, it's real. I didn't go to Logan's wedding because Jake was there, because I knew all the focus would be on me and Jake, and I didn't want to take that away from Logan because it's his special day with him and Nina. Why would I want to ruin that? Jake, good luck, brother. Fair play, bro. This is a big fight for you. You're gonna get your dollar bills, yo. I hope you realize that you are in that ring. And I will remind AJ every single day how important it is for you to get knocked out, Jake.
So obviously that is in reference to the Jake Paul AJ fight. Now, that's another weird thing, right? Because a lot of people, I mean, after the Mike Tyson fight, you know, that was obviously only ever going to go one way. Jake couldn't lose that fight, especially with all of the issues that Mike Tyson had. But AJ's a very different kettle of fish. The guy's 6'6". He's up, like, you know, maybe past his prime now, but you know, he's still a huge fight. So in that same breath, KSI in a similar video basically goes on to talk about how he no longer is interested in the Jake Paul fight. And I don't think that comes as a surprise to anybody, because like the moment's gone. Back in like 2021, 2022, maybe even 2020, like, you know, this fight was hyped. Now we're like kind of 5 years past the hype, and it's like, what is even the point anymore? This is what KSI has to say on this.
Give a shit about KSI versus Jake anymore. I don't. I'm done. I'm done with this fight. I think it's put to bed. It's not going to happen. And, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Jake Paul and Nikisa, I'm not going to say his name, on the possibility of making the KSI fight happen. Jake, I don't think this one is super realistic anymore. We haven't heard anything from their side in a while. And then I replied, they can both go f themselves. They had their chance. Now I don't give a shit anymore. Fuck off and let me focus on YouTube and music. And that's the truth. That is the truth, bro. I gave them the chance. I came back. I came back into boxing. I was smashing it in music. I was killing it. But I put that on hold so I could focus on Misfits and fighting Jake Paul. That was it. That's all I wanted. I tried over and over and over again to get this fight to happen, and it just never happened because Jake kept moving the goalposts. And then I just went, F this. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to go back to YouTube and music. Simple as that. I don't need to do this fight with Jake anymore. AJ's gonna knock him out. That's what everyone wants to see. Everyone wants to see Jake Paul get flattened on the floor, laid out, oxygen mask, and all of that. That's what people want to see. AJ's gonna do it. Between me and Jake, it's done. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore, man. I'm not gonna let this man dictate my life anymore. So yeah, that's that. I know it's a shame. I know so many people have been waiting years for the matchup between me and Jake, but guys, I can't be asked anymore. I tried and tried and tried. And the funny thing is, as soon as I stopped, and as soon as I said I'd CBA anymore, his team come through with an offer. off, you idiots.
Now, I don't know. I don't think KSI is actually on the levels of Jake in boxing anymore. I think KSI knows he'd probably get flattened, and that would absolutely, like, we saw what happened after KSI got beat by Tommy Fury. And I like KSI, right? Yeah, he's done some stupid things, but I do think in terms of boxing, right, he's not at that Jake Paul level. I think he was the guy at boxing, especially when it first kind of started. And he brings numbers, but in terms of caliber, I think Jake would absolutely ruin him, if I'm perfectly honest. In the same video, KSI goes on to talk about misfits. Now, obviously, I spoke briefly at the start of the video. KSI's been stepped down, and he's been replaced with Andrew Tate. There's a whole thing going on with that. And long story short, he basically says, obviously, there's going to be fights going on in Dubai. And KSI says, obviously, he's not going to be going. And I don't think that really comes as a surprise to anyone, though.
Have some shame. Mams has fired KSI as the Misfits boxing CEO and replaced him with Andrew Tate. I mean, can you understand why I crashed out? Can you understand? I don't know. I'm not sure about this direction with Misfits. I've talked with Mams, and we're cool now. I'm still not going to Dubai because I'm not keen on the whole thing. But look, it might do well. We'll see. But yeah, you will not be seeing me going to Dubai. I think a lot of people were saying like, oh, this was just a bit, or this is a whole WWE script. Sure. Sure. Still not going. So yeah, I will be sure to watch because, you know, I truly believe Chase is going to knock him out because Chase has been active. When was the last time Andrew Tate fought? It's been years. And Andrew Tate's got a little bit of a weak chin. And when it comes to Chase, well, Chase is just a big, strong guy. I haven't seen him get knocked out. Chase is unorthodox, and unorthodox people are very difficult to fight. So I just feel like Chase is going to do him in. And when he does, I will be watching and laughing. And it will be great.
There you go. So this isn't where this ends, though, because obviously there is other things that get spoke about with regards to KSI and Andrew Tate. Now, this comes from a recent kind of... It's not a KSI video. It's like an interview, right? And he talks about him versus Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate's had your name in his mouth the past couple of weeks, talking about why would he not get in there and fight you. If this Jake Paul fight doesn't happen, or there's any, I don't know, hard negotiations to have, if he starts saying, I want the money now, is Andrew Tate someone you'd consider getting in there with? Because he's got a lot of clout at the minute.
There's a lot of options. I think for me, it's all whether DAZN will allow someone like Andrew Tate to be on. Obviously, Andrew Tate has a few negative connotations to him, and right now he's been banned from Meta, banned from most social medias, TikTok as well. So it's whether DAZN wanted to be involved with that. So I think I'll have to think about that. But
I got that wrong, actually. Sorry. So this isn't a recent one. This came back from 2022, right? So obviously there's been, I mean, we all know there's been history between KSI and Andrew Tate. But with that said, Andrew Tate is just plowing forwards anyway. Like he's like, obviously he's going to be plowing forwards. He doesn't care. We all saw the comments that he made about he got in my business, so I took his business kind of thing. This was the face-to-face that he had. I do find it kind of funny that Wade's there as well, because obviously there's been a history between Wade and KSI as well. So, you know, obviously this is quite funny.
A bit longer, lads.
There you go. I don't need to show anymore. It's literally the same thing for another like 30 odd seconds. But I mean, the first press conferences came around as well, and Again, Andrew Tate made comments with regards to why he took Misfits away from KSI and potentially fighting him and stuff like this. And the funniest thing is he came in, saw a Prime bottle on the table, and he just flicked it off the table. Obviously, Prime is one of the big sport, ambassadors, I guess, for Misfits. Obviously, because KSI has stakes in Prime, but he's also was the CEO of Misfits. So this is what Andrew had to say.
Misfits. You could have walked into any promotional outfit. You probably could have even created your own promotional outfit. But why Misfits?
Yeah, I just took KSI's business. It's just one of those things. I took KSI's business. I didn't have to fight. I could have just took his business and been a businessman, but I decided to take his business and be a fighter for a while. Why not?
Is that fight going to happen?
We'll see. It depends. I mean, I am the CEO, so I can. I was about to say it depends how much I get paid, but that's my decision, isn't it? So I guess it is going to happen because I'm going to pay myself a fuckload of money. So yeah, sure.
Has it got to the stage where it's personal yet with KSI?
Nah, it's never personal. I don't take anything personal. Even people who have wronged me genuinely in my life, I don't take it personal. We're all humans on this planet trying to do our best, and confrontations happen, and they get resolved. And I resolved the business confrontation by taking his business, and if we fight in the ring, I'll resolve the other confrontation by knocking him out. It's fine.
There you go. So, I mean, we know that fight's coming, don't we? There's no two ways about it. Of course. And you know how the whole narrative is going to go. It's going to be not just for money, not just for big stakes. It's going to be for the business. It's going to be the winner gets this to either become the CEO or remain the CEO or be reinstated as CEO or whatever, however you want to word it. And the stakes are going to be the greatest, right? And people are going to get hyped for it. Of course they are. I would be hyped for that because I'll be like, that's actually a genuinely big fight, because this isn't just stakes for money. This isn't just stakes for pride and ego. This is actually stakes for a genuine business moving forwards. It's going to be quite a wild rodeo. So, keep it locked in. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Do you agree with me, disagree? Let me know, and I'll speak to you later. Peace.